Why, hello everybody, welcome, my name is Rubydung, welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I am out here in the desert near the base. That is because I am going out and I am putting out a beacon in order to continue my coverage of the full base through beacons. This has been very slow going, let me tell you. The amount of iron and wither skeletons I need in order to do this project, I was not expecting it to be so much when I first started it. Hoo-wee. But I am very close, actually, to finishing this. Close enough that I am now on the step where I am putting in full coverage for the back of the base. As you can see, I have two beacons here, and I plan to get rid of this sky bridge here and close off this area. This beacon here is probably one of the least useful ones that's going to be in my entire base, but I'm still putting it here because I do have parts of the base that have and need its coverage, aka that little silo here. So that's really about the only reason this beacon's here, sadly. But I am putting it. I might have expansions, and it would wind up falling in the purview of those expansions in the future. So just in case, but I would be surprised. I actually only have a single slot on the space that is designed to expand in this direction. And it is probably one of the worst design spaces in the entire base, so I'm not sure, but I'm still putting this here regardless. And I keep messing up these iron block placements. And I also need to get rid of this and throw that away because I don't need it for anything. But yeah, now that I have this in place, there we go. I climb to the top here, put down one of the beacons, pull out a thing of iron, speed 2, 1 iron, there we go, and there it is. Sweet! So, we now have coverage of this half of the base. Now I just need to grab my torches, 1, 2, 3, like that. 1, 2, 3, like that, and that's 3 there, and 1, 2, 3, and boom. Oh, not like that, like that. There we go. So now that is nice and covered. Oh, and these torches are beneath it. I don't like that, but I don't have sand on me to fill that in. I'll come back here in a second and fill that in. But now is time for the more annoying one. In which case, all the way out there to this one. Directly underneath, coming all the way over here, the rail. So, this one's going to be annoying. So, it is this right here. This is where the beacon would be. So, I need to find a way to get this to look, how do I say, acceptable? In which case, for now, is probably mining out some of the sand, really, I guess is the best way to start. In which case, if I dig 4 down, this would be better. And then basically build from here, and then I would need to build out from this direction. And basically build up like this. Hey, I'm getting sand, though, in order to fill out the other things. So, I do want to just mine out this hole here of all that sand. And I need 3 and 3. So, this is how I'm thinking I'm going to be doing the, by the way, this is so much. I need to make sure to keep in mind all the torches I get here, so that way I can replace them. Yep, see? After I do this, because this is very messy work. In which case, yeah, so this is basically what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try to do this, and then I'll be right back with you guys, and hopefully I can show you what I'm planning on doing after I get this beacon in place. Alright, so I've put the beacon in place, however, the bridge is still up above it, so I need to break that and that in order to get it working here, in which case, breaking this is a bit of an easy thing, but we're also going to get a rail. That's going to be something I have to go and fix, and I need to go all the way over here and up in order to break the block. Oh, I almost fell down. In order to break the block that is blocking it, so need to go all the way up here and around, then all the way up past the passive mob farm. So I need to get rid of that. Now, I need to come up with a remedy that will actually keep the beacon from, well, one, shutting off, but two, not interrupt the rail. So I need to test out a few blocks that whether I can put a rail on or not. So, go past here and break the iron block. I think we can very conclusively state iron block does indeed stop the beacon from coming through. So I need to go back to the main base and find a couple of blocks that don't do that, and I also can break this dirt. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because this thing is ugly. Alright, so there's a couple of things that I can do in order to cover up this beacon. By the way, I put the sand in down below, so the terrain's nice and naturally covering that up, and I also filled in the sand for that beacon over there. You can kind of see it a little bit. But there's a couple of blocks that won't work here. So, for example, if I put a half slab here, it's going to go away. So that won't work. So I need to test out with a few other blocks, but I need to see if I can put a rail on them because obviously the rail needs to run across here. So pick up that and put that over here. Now, I don't think a piston will work, but I'm going to try it. It does actually cover... Nope. Okay, so it beacon does go through a piston. So I think that will probably work the best. But I want to see if a rail can be put on a piston. Rail. No, a rail cannot be put on a piston. Alright, so does not make me confident for this next part. Gotta break the piston. A glass block. Beacon definitely goes through a glass block. But, once again, rail cannot be put on it. So, I ran into a little bit of a problem here. Every block that a beacon goes through can't put a piston on it. So, I need to figure out what I'm going to be doing here. Because I don't want to interrupt the line. Because, obviously, if I interrupt the line, then that interrupts my 1,000 block line, and I will never have that again. The only way for me to get that back is if I just cover up the piston. The beacon. So, I need to figure out a solution so that that doesn't happen. So, I need to figure something out. Alright, so a little bit more searching, and I might have a solution. I'm doing some tests right now to see if I can cover this up with some other blocks. So, first off, I'm going to do the one that I feel is the least likely. Yeah, so that still has it not go through, which is interesting, actually. Let that come back through. Next up, TNT. Yeah, that does cover up. Alright. Redstone's probably going to do the same. Yep, there we go. I was wondering, that was taking a while. I was like, no way, that one actually worked. Alright, then there's ice. This one, oh, that one also has it not go through. Okay, then. Then, finally, is glowstone. Oh, yeah, that one completely obscures it. So, the two blocks I actually have to work with are glass and pistons, which are the only two blocks, apparently, that beacons can go through. So, neither of them have what is, well, plausible for a rail to be put on. So, I need to make a compromise here, I suppose, which I really didn't want to do, so... so sad. Alright, I've been running around for a little bit, just kind of testing out random blocks, and I came across one that I think works. And I've gone through, I've done some testing with it, and I think I have an actual block that will work here. I was not expecting it, but it makes sense in hindsight. But the block that works is... ta-da! It's a hopper! So if I break out this block here, and I break out this one... Oop, okay. Oh, alright, that was not what I was intending to do. Need to run all the way back up there now. But it appears, according to my tests anyways, a beacon goes through a hopper perfectly fine, and a rail goes over hoppers. So, put that down. As you can see, if I just wait a little bit, I believe the actual signal is going to be non-interrupted. I think it's been enough time. And I can place a rail over top it perfectly fine, which means we have the block to continue the railway completely uninterrupted. Oh man, that was a lot of work for something that I'm never going to use, but it now works. So, I now have that nice and running. But speaking of transparent blocks, I still have a thing I'm wanting to do over here. I'm wanting to implement the roof of this area. So, I am now, I hope I have enough glass on me. I probably don't. But I'm going to try to see if I can get the entirety of this roof nice and done. So, I am going to be going through here and putting all of these blocks in. I'll be back with you guys here in a second, hopefully with this nice and filled out for now. Hopefully, anyways. This is going to look weird. The floor and the ceiling is going to be glass, and hopefully it looks good. Alright, and I am almost done here. Just have this little bit of glass left. Oh, and misplaced it. And, oh, misplaced it again. Luckily, though, I have a silk touch pick on me, so I'm not wasting any. Oh, and misplaced it. I've been misplacing it a lot. So that is the entirety of the roof nice and finished out, except for one little block. Boom. There we go. So, with that, we now have full coverage of this area. So I still want to put in the little pillars or something into this. I'm not sure what I want to do here still for this actual room, but the actual interior of this room just needs decor. But it is now completely sealed with the nice loud nether portals underneath. It's just a hub. This is not supposed to be long-term stay in this area, so I don't care. But that is now nice and good. But with that nice and done now, that's probably going to be doing it for today's episode. I also want to have a little update for you guys, because I did do this off camera. I also did change up the iron farm a little bit. When doing the iron farm, I had another thing where iron golems were not spawning, and were not dying in the system. I thought more zombies killed the villagers, but no. It turns out iron golems were just spawning inside this area here. So I just had to put these blocks up here, AFK'd it for a very long time, and iron golems have been continuously spawning in the system, and the villagers aren't dead yet, so I think everything is nice and good here once again. So, that is nice and good, but with that said and done, guys, that's probably going to be doing it for today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. If you have anything you want to see me do in the future, I always love hearing suggestions that you guys have for things that I should be doing. So, if you guys have anything like that, make sure to tell me. But, other than that, guys, that's probably going to be doing it for today's episode. See you guys in the next one. So long. See ya. Bye.